Okay, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the mess up with the workspace there. That ended up being a little bit more difficult than it should have been. But for the next exercise, we'll be starting with a blank, well, with a different workspace. So that'll get everyone caught up. Let's take a look at the next section here. This is understanding workspace structure. So just going to paste that in. Here's the next section. So one of the things to be aware of is the structure of your workspaces and how it forms a sort of hierarchy. This will sort of indicate what belongs to what parameters will affect what level of this hierarchy, but also what we refer to things as. So in this hierarchy, first of all, we have the workspace. This is the entirety of your translation script. Really, this is the FMW file that you open up. If someone in support asks for your workspace, they're asking for your .fmw file. Some people call these workbenches because it's in FME Workbench, but the actual official name is a workspace. Within your workspace, we have readers and writers. Now, it is actually possible to have a workspace that has no readers and no writers. But generally speaking, you have at least one reader and at least one writer. And we can see here that you can actually have multiple readers and multiple writers. There's no real limit to the number of readers and writers that you can have in a workspace. These readers and writers each read or write a specific format of data. At runtime, they will only run or read or write to one format of data. That is even true if you use a generic reader or writer. The generic readers and writers allow you to choose a format at runtime, but once the translation runs, it is using that format. Within these readers and writers, these are reading data sets. Now, they can read from multiple data sets. A reader can read from multiple data sets of the same format. If we have a single shapefile reader, it can read in data from multiple shapefiles. If you have a file geodatabase reader, it can read in from multiple. Well, can it read from multiple file geodatabases? That might not work. Any file-based data set or folder-based data set, you can read from multiple data sets. The databases, not so much. You are connecting to a specific database. I believe a file geodatabase will work that way as well. Within those data sets, you have the grouping of your data, the layers or levels, feature classes, tables, sheets. In FME, we call those feature types. Each reader can be reading from multiple data sets which contain multiple feature types. And finally, we have the features. And of course, there's probably going to be many, many features in each feature type. Now, where this really comes in is the parameters as well. So there's various settings in Workbench. If I go up to Tools, FME Options, these are the settings for Workbench itself. We then have the workspace parameters. These workspace parameters are for the entirety of the workspace, but only this workspace. We then have the readers and writers. They have their parameters. That will affect the feature types as well. And then the feature types themselves will have parameters as well. Okay, so that is understanding workspace structure. And we'll continue at 1027.